Welcome here to a Bobcat Buzz special with Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse, making history for the first ever media day interviews with the men's basketball team. I'm here with Anthony Reyes, and Anthony, happy to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Nice to be here with you here today. So you said this is your first interview ever.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What, from the interviews you've watched, did you ever take anything from anybody in the basketball world or in general when you've seen them getting interviewed? Have you taken something from somebody else?
I would say something I've taken is to not say or like just like filler words that try to just speak clearly, I guess, and just say things confidently, you know, and relaxedly.
I had a teacher in dynamics of speech communication in college, and he knew that I don't say or and other people would say it all the time. So he wrote on the bottom of my one of the speeches we had done, he wrote on the bottom of it that I got a 95 or a 97, and literally wrote, "You said once," because he knew to get one person from 20 to 3, right? That says it a lot. From me, it was, if you say it once, I'm going to call you out on it. So I can understand that. So Anthony, basketball wise, where did your story start with the sport?
Yeah. So my first love was soccer.
Okay.
I'm Ecuadorian and Colombian, and my family played soccer. And that was naturally what I gravitated towards. But then I have a really close friend of mine, my best friend back home. His name is Santiago. And he started playing basketball around when we were around like 7.
Okay.
And so I started playing basketball because of him. And I just stuck with it from there, from 7 years old till now, 22, turning 23 in 9 days.
You said you started in soccer, but you flipped over to basketball. Do you miss playing soccer?
Yeah, I do. I love playing soccer, honestly. But when I was a freshman in high school, I had to make a choice because I could have played on the soccer team or the basketball team, but the soccer coach told me I need to make a choice, and I chose basketball. So I just stuck with it from there. And yeah, I do miss it here and there, but I love playing basketball.
Why did you choose basketball over soccer?
That's a good question. I think because I was just playing it so much at the time, and my focus was just there at the time. And in middle school, I played a lot of basketball, more than soccer. So I guess once I got to high school, I just decided to just keep going with basketball. It felt right.
So Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse, how do you end up here?
So I was at a school in North Carolina called Catawba College.
Yep.
And
Catawba.
Yeah, and so I wanted to transfer. I contacted some coaches. Coach Clay, he contacted me back. He said he liked my film. He offered me a scholarship, and I accepted the offer. So now I'm here.
So coming from North Carolina, had you been to New York before or no?
I was actually born in New York.
You were born in New York?
Yeah, I was born in the Bronx, but I was in Queens my first 3 years of my life.
Okay.
Then moved to Kissimmee, Florida. Was there most of my life up until now, and then now I'm back here.
So born in New York, lived in Florida, back in New York.
Yeah.
Exactly happened to me too.
Nice.
Born in Syracuse, lived in Kissimmee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
I lived in
cool.
Kissimmee about 15 minutes from Disney. I was by the Loop.
Really?
Kissimmee, yeah.
Very small world. I live right next to the Loop.
Okay.
Right next to the Loop.
Yeah, it was like where the Loop was, they had built condos there, and we lived in those condos by the Loop. So I could walk to the Loop from there.
Do you know like BJ's? Or like maybe Florida Boulevard?
Yeah.
Or do you know Florida Ridge Elementary?
I'm trying to think.
It was like the elementary school that was like
right there. I probably went by it a million times. I know there's one on I Drive that they built more recently that I go by all the time.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I used to take the back way to Publix. Go get my groceries and not even have to drive, just walk it back to the
I live right next to Publix.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I know exactly where you are because I was around the corner and you were there. So
yeah, that's crazy.
So we could have bumped into each other down there, and now we're connecting here. Kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
What's your favorite part of Florida, being down in Florida?
I love the weather. My mom actually works at Disney, so
okay.
Whenever I want to like go to Disney or even Universal, because my uncle works at Universal too. So whenever I want to go to Disney, I'll go to Disney. If I want to go to Universal, I'll go to Universal. Or but really, I spend a lot of time in the gym, and I have a lot of friends in the gym. So you know, gym, just going out or just enjoying the weather, sun.
Yeah, and you talk about, so I worked at Disney for 6 years, and I do a Disney show as part of my company. One of the shows that we do is called Do Diz with Dan. We give people advice. We help them plan their trips. So I go down there all throughout the year. Do you have a favorite part of Disney? Something that you do there?
I love Magic Kingdom. I love Animal Kingdom. I enjoyed playing at ESPN Wild World of Sports, like whenever we had tournaments and stuff. I also like going to like Disney Boardwalk. You know, whenever I hang out with friends or sometime or something like that, I like going there and yeah.
So your mom, where does she work at Disney?
She works like in the warehouses, so she helps put things in trucks that go to the parks and all that. So yeah, she does that.
So you get to experience that. You get to go, obviously enjoy that. Being here in New York, what do you like about being here?
I haven't experienced too much of Syracuse. I've only been here like a couple weeks. So I like being with my teammates. I like going to the gym. I like the weather right now. I like how it's not too hot or too cold.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really enjoying right now. But in New York, like the state, I love going to like Manhattan and going to the city and seeing the buildings and seeing the different kind of people and talking to different kind of people. So yeah, I would say that.
Well, having a bunch of connections with you, having met you just now,
Mhm.
it's pretty cool. Let's play rapid fire. We're gonna
Okay.
get two apiece. You get to ask me the first one.
Okay. How did you end up in Kissimmee?
I wanted to go down. I was looking for an ESPN affiliate, and there was one down in Orlando. And so I just kept calling and got the opportunity around the same time. One of my buddies was like, "Hey, I'm getting a new condo. I need somebody to live with me. I'm looking for a couple roommates." And he's like, "I don't trust a lot of people. So would you come down? Would you think about it?" So I went down to visit. And then 3 months later, I moved down because everything kind of fell into place. And I loved it over in Kissimmee. So I had a lot of fun there for sure. My first one for you, so you got a unique hairstyle because I see that the gold pieces here. So what inspired you to create this hairstyle? And does it ever obstruct you when you're playing basketball?
So I have curly hair and I wanted to do something different with my hair. I always just I always just let it grow out, then cut it, let it grow out, then cut it. So I didn't want to just cut it this time. The first time I did this was like a month ago. So I braided it up and I didn't want to just have natural. I didn't want to just have like the generic braids. I wanted something different. I don't know, something just clicked in my brain where I was just like, I want to just add something right here. So that's what happened with that. Nothing crazy, just thought about it. It just happened.
Do you play with it and does it ever bother you?
So I've only I only played basketball with braids in my hair a couple times, but the times that I played basketball with them, it's actually been pretty good. I played pretty well with it, so I'm looking forward to see how I play in the season with them.
Might have to keep it going. What's your last question for me?
So if you weren't doing this for a living, what would you be doing?
Screenwriting, stand-up comedy, acting, maybe drawing, something like that. There's a lot of things that I'm working on. So yeah, until God takes me home, I won't be done.
For sure.
My last question for you, Anthony. Well, we both have a Hispanic background,
Yes, sir.
right? Tell me the best Hispanic food you've ever had.
I would say my grandma's cooking, honestly. She was born and raised in Ecuador.
Okay.
And in Ecuador they have a lot of ceviche, which is like, they got shrimp and different vegetables in there.
Yeah.
And she's just naturally just an amazing cook. So I've been to a bunch of different restaurants. I've ate a lot of Hispanic food, but hers is amazing. I just love her food. So I would say my grandma Filomena's cooking.
So we got to shout out grandma.
Yeah.
Let you know. And hopefully, can she bring some up? Send some up?
She would be more than happy to do that, honestly.
Let's make that happen, grandma.
We'll see.
So with that being said, and make sure you go out and celebrate your grandparents. Mine are all up in heaven right now. So the fact that you have your grandma here, celebrate her, give her kisses, give her hugs, and definitely tell her how much you love her food. I hope you call her.
Yeah,
today.
I will.
So Anthony Reyes, myself, Dan Tortora, this Bobcat Buzz special on a media day to remember. The first time media day interviews have ever been conducted at Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse. Thank you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That actually was really nice to meet you.